Let's take a look at the tail of the tape here tonight. O'Driscoll the elder, but at a serious height disadvantage. Both men on point at the scales. O'Driscoll with significantly greater professional and amateur experience, but a determined Harry Hardwick stands in his way. Let's go to the voice of BAMMA, Mr. Buddy Showtime Johnson.
BAMMA fans, we are ready for 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing first, standing 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing officially at 135.6 pounds with 2 professional wins and no defeats. Representing Middlesbrough, England, he is Harry Houdini Hardwick. And his opponent, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighing officially at 135.4 pounds with 4 professional wins and just 1 defeat. Representing Leinster, Ireland, he is Blaine O'Driscoll. When the action begins, your referee in charge is Mr. Daniel Movahedi.
The gentleman, Daniel Movahedi, in charge. O'Driscoll and Hardwick. Hardwick with those red shorts and the blue tape on the gloves. O'Driscoll with the black Valet Tudo shorts, the red tape. Both young men ready to put on a performance here tonight. O'Driscoll, the veteran in the promotion, but Hardwick eager to make a statement and show off why he is undefeated.
And that's what we were talking about, the jab of Hardwick. He's hiding behind that jab, moving out laterally left and right. He's got to be careful about getting pressed up against the cage like this.
As O'Driscoll charges onwards, trying to dominate ring space here, cutting the angles. O'Driscoll swinging for the fences, Dean.
O'Driscoll's got some huge power in that frame, but Hardwick doing the correct thing, initiating the clinch, trying to weather the storm. Nice elbow there on the inside from O'Driscoll.
Well, Houdini trying to work some magic here as O'Driscoll punches his way and exits out of the clinch. Stiff right from O'Driscoll.
Hardwick's corner now screaming out, use your length. They want him to get behind that jab. He was rocked there with that left hook. That left hook wobbles Hardwick.
And O'Driscoll smelling an early finish here as he's looking to try and work Hardwick from all angles. Knees, punches, good clinch control, but this is Blaine O'Driscoll 101. You back your opponent up, you get into the clinch, and Dean, you stole the words out of my mouth.
Pressure up against the cage. He's looking for the double leg takedown. He'd like to use the duck under. He'll force the elbow up and duck under the space, grab hold of the hips, but Hardwick doing a great job of circling out of that position, jabbing now, using his punching, and his kicks to make O'Driscoll think twice about coming in.
So O'Driscoll already painting some patterns that would feel very familiar if you've watched his previous performances. You notice the way he just really dominates that outer section of the ring. Slip there from Blaine O'Driscoll, and Hardwick's starting to get a little bit more comfortable with the boxing game.
Hardwick now is eating some heavy punches. He's keeping the hands up as he moves out, Chris.
O'Driscoll looking to connect with that head inside single, maybe swap into the double leg.
Looks like he's going to go for the body lock and hike the hips up, but Hardwick doing the correct thing. He's keeping distance. He's going to look to try and pummel his hands on the inside of the arms. O'Driscoll looking for the single leg, but Hardwick hiking him back up.
Blaine told us earlier that he was just going to, quote, go out there and see what happens, but when you're this gifted with the wrestling, this good on the kickboxing department, you really can just feel your opponent out, audit, and then exploit.
Nice head movement there for O'Driscoll, parrying, and he's got to be careful of those head kicks. Now they see O'Driscoll on the top with his beautiful ground and pound. He's very hot, heavy from the top, Chris.
And that hip pressure there. Houdini thinking about the lumberjack sweep. O'Driscoll dropping into ankle lock territory, doesn't see it. Back to the feet. Both men just wait and trade.
Hardwick trying to set the pace here. He's got to be careful about leaving his hands out and reaching for the head of O'Driscoll. Now O'Driscoll chasing it and dictating the pace, and this is what he's good at, Chris. Keeping the pressure on. He'll fire those punches that hurt you and use it to take you down off the cage.
And then O'Driscoll always was going to have to try to work his way inside. There's been more volume, there's been more work rate thus far from the SBG fighter, but it's been a scrappy performance from both individuals.
Hardwick looking to go to the body with his punches. I'd like to see the punches in combination. There's a shot there from O'Driscoll. He's going to use the cage, Chris.
Look at the wrestling there from Blaine O'Driscoll. Head inside, looking to run the pipe. Can't quite get it. Persistence there from Hardwick.
O'Driscoll now mixing up the strikes in this clinch. He's so comfortable in this position. He can fire punches up to your head, drop down immediately, and get a clasp around your body. He's trying to put his weight low and get the outside trip, gets it on the top. He's going to look to go straight to mount, Chris. This is a very dangerous position here for Hardwick.
O'Driscoll here, just under 60 seconds to go on the clock. Thought about the S-mount, can't quite get it. What tenacity from Houdini Hardwick.
Hardwick really escaped out of that position by kicking off the cage and turning into a head inside single, but now we see O'Driscoll again, and I love the way he mixes up the strikes, Chris, goes straight back to the takedown.
And it's really an art in itself, isn't it, Dean? You sort of unsettle your opponent on one end of the spectrum, and then you go to the other.
O'Driscoll now using the head, mixing up the punches. Hardwick needs to separate from this position. He needs to funnel his right arm in and get double underhooks and turn on the cage like he did earlier on. Just like that, there we go. He needs to circle out that position, take center cage, use his jab and his footwork to enable him to keep this fight standing.
Stiff jab there from Hardwick. O'Driscoll moving the head, looking here for something again. It's been a strong round for SBG, but the Englishman's still there on his feet. So Dean, really looking back and recapping some of what happened during that frame, I think we could start with the pressure and more importantly, the takedown of Blaine O'Driscoll.
The punches using him to get close to Hardwick. And then just underneath that head kick, use it to ankle pick and take Hardwick down. Excellent on-the-fly thinking from O'Driscoll.
And here, take a look at this work. That elbow and then the level change. Dean, that's really what impressed you, wasn't it? The upright work as well as the grappling.
So comfortable to keep the pressure on and still strike, keep his balance, and then drop down and threaten the takedown. It's beautiful to watch.
Well, Blaine getting some advice there in between rounds from Team SBG. And Harry Hardwick will no doubt come out guns blazing. Round 2 on tap of his scheduled 3. And 5 minutes on the clock here. O'Driscoll raises his arms. The fans out in force tonight to support the man from Leinster in Ireland. So a hometown crowd, but certainly not phasing Hardwick whatsoever, Dean.
Hardwick now a more squatted stance, and that's going to enable him to sprawl when the takedowns come and load up the power in his strikes. Beautiful head kick from Hardwick.
Very sneaky head kick there. Not a ton of power behind it, but it was probing and more importantly, showed its way over the guard of Blaine O'Driscoll.
Hardwick now imploring that roll out, almost like Manny Pacquiao would move out of that center. There's great footwork on the outside by Hardwick. And this is exactly what he needs. Firing punches, pick his shots, Chris, and use head work and foot movement to stop that takedown and the clinch.
O'Driscoll showing good maneuvering there. And he saw that body kick open, Dean, but then it's right back to the grappling. Once he makes you think about the stand-up, he then shifts gears. I think that's a sign of a very effective fighter.
We spoke about this before, his cage craft, his ability to maneuver and cut somebody off, which inevitably forces them against the cage, and you're seeing that here with Hardwick. He's back against the cage, fighting for those underhooks, Chris.
And O'Driscoll staying busy here. That's another key aspect of the game plan, not only to dominate your opponent in these positions, but also stay busy enough that you don't get a separation.
Yes! Head movement as well, Harry, head movement after those shots.
Nice punch combinations, just a miss from O'Driscoll. He's still playing with the distance, and he's really confusing Hardwick here as to what he's going to do.
Nice kick from Hardwick again, but Hardwick more often on the back foot, and right now I would say a very similar image to the way we would have scored the first round. I think it's going to be really important for Hardwick to try to make O'Driscoll back off, because right now this isn't looking great in the eyes of the judges.
Hardwick using his jab and his footwork. Oh, he's a big left hand there from O'Driscoll. He's doing the correct thing, Chris. You see he's moving on the outside. He's trying to avoid that cage. He's pushing forward just like that. He's in the center cage now. He's not got to worry about that behind him and getting taken down.
And a better use of real estate thus far for Houdini.
That's it, match his stance, well done.
Hardwick doing a much better job, as you said, Dean, of staying off the wire here.
Hardwick looking for the knee. I like him to throw that in the exchanges. O'Driscoll comes in, he puts his head down slightly when he's looking for that clinch or the takedown. If Hardwick can time that knee, or indeed the uppercut, Chris, he could have some success there.
O'Driscoll moving the head, trying to force a response here. Showing off that SBG shuffle, that movement-based striking that we've really come to see from all of their fighters in the stable. But look at Hardwick go.
Hardwick now looking for the takedown. He's switching it up. A very good idea in the eyes of a game plan master. He's got to make O'Driscoll think about what's coming next. Not to just be one-dimensional, because at the moment, O'Driscoll can just fire off at will. He's not got to think about the takedown. Very smart work there by Hardwick.
Hardwick again showing that shot. O'Driscoll read it, pushed him away. 1-2 from O'Driscoll. Nice short left to a right hand from O'Driscoll. Slip, and then eats a left hook. Hardwick doing what he can, but you can hear the corner calling for him to continue to use head movement, Dean.
O'Driscoll switched stance there and left that lead leg forward. And Hardwick quite correctly shot in, but gets stuffed, and now he's giving up his back.
Look at O'Driscoll go here, going for the choke. He's got the arm behind the shoulder. Both hooks in. Just over 60 seconds to go on the clock here. Blaine O'Driscoll trying to hand fight, trying to free that left arm, Dean, and he goes to the body triangle.
He's got to sneak that arm underneath the chin of Hardwick, but Hardwick's doing a great job of tying up the left arm of O'Driscoll.
And you can hear Hardwick's corner calling for him to try and turn into this choke, Dean. This is submission territory here, though.
This looks imminent, the way he's levering the chin of Hardwick. He's trying to force almost like a neck crank so he can sneak it underneath and finish the choke. He needs to be underneath the chin and squeeze the arteries either side there. But Hardwick doing a great job of weathering the storm here. He needs to hand fight in this position, Chris. It could be all over.
And what O'Driscoll is trying to do as he swaps up the grip is get the arm underneath the chin. This looks close. Blaine O'Driscoll looking for the rear naked choke. Gets up tempo.
O'Driscoll able to weather the storm, fight the hands in and find that sweet spot underneath the chin and finish the choke.
And nailing the bullseye with a submission finish. Team SBG racks up another win tonight here at the 3 Arena. O'Driscoll looking so smooth on the feet, Dean, and that stand-up was used time and time again to force the grappling, but it was when he forced the back that it was mission accomplished.
He really didn't let Hardwick settle and really draw up his game plan from his toolbox. He kept the pressure on, forced the takedowns, and you can see here he's just winning the striking exchanges. He's closing the distance, switching his stance up, and from the top here you see he'll circle around Chris and look for the hooks.
And just a beautiful technical display of jiu-jitsu there. He knew he had to think about the choke first. He got that arm behind the shoulder. That set up the big squeeze there, going figure 4, and that was it. Blaine O'Driscoll, ladies and gentlemen, and a bright future, no doubt, for both men. But it's O'Driscoll who racks up another win and a victory notched here in his professional record. And you can see John Kavanagh, head coach there at SBG, showing the love and feeling good about young Blaine O'Driscoll. What a performance. Let's hear from Buddy Johnson for the announcement.
Our referee called the stoppage to this bout at 4 minutes and 42 seconds of the second round. To your winner by submission, Blaine O'Driscoll.
O'Driscoll, the victor. Hardwick looking to take him on the shoulders, and again, smiles all round. Great sportsmanship here at BAMMA 30, coming from Dublin. And O'Driscoll with the win. Beautiful display of mixed martial arts action.